what's going on, everyone? So we have to talk about XRP today because there's been a lot of good news about XRP, and a big shout out to the members. One of the new members of the channel also has requested for XRP analysis here, so we're going to be going over XRP, guys. Go ahead, hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. And also, go ahead and become a member of the channel. It's only $9.99 per month. And you can have me go over a specific project like this for you. So go ahead and do that, guys. Let's get straight into it. So as you can see, XRP has kind of been flat over the last week, down 18% in the last 14 days, pretty much the same in the last 30 days. But it's actually up 344% in the last year. And that's because everybody knows, the whole lawsuit thing. But XRP probably has a lot more higher to go inside of the future here. But anyways, XRP is an absolute beast inside of the market. Should I mention that? 146 billion inside of market cap, 4.4 billion in volume. But let's kind of go over some of the news that's been going on with XRP, and then we'll get to these technicals. So first of all, this is pretty interesting. So the CTO pretty much has joined forces. So as you can see here, XRP prices eyes massive rally as Ripple CTO shares exciting update. So the XRP price drew renewed interest after Ripple CTO David Schwartz joined Evernorth. So Evernorth plans to debut in the United States market through a $1 billion NASDAQ listing under XRPN. And so they're going to be having their own ticker symbol on the NASDAQ. That's actually pretty big. So Evermore said it would raise funds to buy XRP on the open market and expand its DeFi ecosystem. So this is what it looks like when institutional investors start getting in. Like, this is how it happens. This is how it starts. It rolls in like this. And a lot of people might not notice this, but a lot of these companies have institutional backing too. So, you might see a $1 billion deal, but what you don't see is on the back end, another whole $1 billion going in, like hush money, like putting it in there too. So this is going to be big for XRP. I think in the future you're going to see a lot of different projects kind of like XRP, but I don't think that they're going to really be able to combat XRP. I don't think they're going to be able to actually pass XRP, right? Like, any project that wants to deal with like central banks and stuff like that, they're not going to be on XRP's level. But let's keep going over this. So as you can see here, the firm, first here, XRP price hovered near $2. We already know that, blah, blah. And he's going to have a strategic advisor role pretty much. So the CTO, David, or let's just call him Schwarzenegger, right? The CTO Schwarzenegger announced his new role as strategic advisor to Evernorth. So the firm outlined a plan to list on NASDAQ through a $1 billion SPAC transaction aimed at creating the largest institutional XRP treasury. Listen to that. The largest institutional XRP treasury. If this doesn't make you bullish, I don't know what will make you bullish, right? If XRP went to $10, we would be looking at pretty much a $600 billion market cap at $10, right? And you can find that out by taking the circulating supply, $599 billion, and then multiplying it by $2.47, which is the current price. So hold up, let me take that again. Times $2.47. Yeah, I'm way off. $148 billion in market cap. So that would be $148 billion market cap currently right now. And then if we try to get that to $10, so yeah, $599 billion market cap would be $10 in XRP. Like, that's crazy, guys. Like, and I think it could do that. So we're going to see what happens this cycle, though. I truly feel like this cycle's almost done. The way things are starting to move, this happened last cycle. We just started seeing massive pumps, and then we see new all-time highs followed by pullbacks, and then the new all-time high is barely higher than the last one, and then there's already a major pullback. We've seen this time and time again in a lot of markets, guys. So this bull market, I truly feel like it's nearing the end. but I don't feel like the bear market's going to be as long. It's probably going to be like a several month bear market, like a 3 to maybe 4 month bear market, and then the bull market could start back up again. But yeah, I think this is almost over. We're probably going to end up seeing a pump soon inside the market. It just depends if we're going to see Bitcoin hit 85K. So, this market is really undecided right now. It's really hard to track where we think it's going to go. But as long as we keep getting good news like this, you can still feel good that in the future, the far future, we're still going to be good inside of the crypto market. So, if you just buy it, hold it, forget about it, that's probably the best way to do it. But where's the fun in that? Let's move on though to some more stuff. So XRP price rallies, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Evernorth said it entered a merger agreement with Armada Acquisition Corp 2 to go public on Nasdaq under the ticker symbol XRPN. They're going to raise over $1 billion. Going to come out towards the first quarter of 2026. So yeah, guys, this is pretty big. This is pretty big, and especially the fact that they're launching on Nasdaq. So institutional investors are definitely coming in. Now we have more big news. XRP breaks into corporate treasury with $1 billion G Treasury acquisition. So the leading provider, XRP, today announced its $1 billion acquisition of G Treasury, and they are the global leader in treasury management systems. Notice how every single news article that comes out about XRP is all about treasuries. It's all about treasuries and institutional investors backing them. That's what it's all about. That is really what XRP is all about. They're all about central banks. They're all about connecting the banks to crypto. And XRP is also all about institutional investors getting into crypto through XRP. And they're all about treasuries for XRP. So what I'm noticing here, like if you guys are looking for a solid project that is, literally working with institutional investors, has their own treasuries, working with treasury management systems, treasury management companies, XRP is probably going to be that choice for you guys. And banking also. But anyways, this deal marks significant expansion for Ripple, immediately opening up the multi-trillion-dollar corporate treasury market and access to many of the largest and most successful corporate customers. G Treasury brings over 4 decades of experience supporting treasury operations for the world's most organized brands or recognized brands. So this is pretty interesting. And this is coming directly from them. They said for too long, money has been stuck in slow, outdated payment systems and infrastructures, causing unnecessary delays, high costs, and roadblocks to entering new markets. Problems that blockchain technologies are ideally suited to solve. So that's what the CEO of Ripple said. So yeah, this is pretty good. And then they say, as the financial world's shift towards digital asset accelerates, Fortune 500 CFOs and treasuries need to be equipped to manage stablecoins, tokenized deposits, and other assets at scale. And this is where they come in. Ripple's acquisition of G Treasury brings digital asset infrastructure and decades of treasury expertise to help customers move, manage, and optimize liquidity in real time. Ripple and G Treasury will focus on enabling customers to unlock idle capital and move money instantly. And this is what a lot of institutional investors are looking for. They want money to be moved instantly. And inside of crypto, you can literally take $1 billion and you can move it to another wallet. You can literally move $1 billion to another wallet in literally less than 10 seconds. And on some chains, less than a second. You can literally do it in less than a second. And this is something that banks have never been able to achieve, but crypto has. And XRP is now connecting the banks to crypto. They're connecting institutional investors to crypto and treasury investors to crypto as well. So this is pretty big. Now, the next thing here, Ripple expands global custody footprint into Africa through new collaboration with Absa Bank. So now they're collaborating with the largest banks in Africa. So they're not just going for certain continents. They're not going all North America, all Europe. They're not doing that. They're going to Africa. They're going to America. They're going to the Americas, both Central, North, and South America. And then they're also going for Asian countries. I can't speak right now. And and also Arabic companies or Arabic countries as well. So I got my words all mixed up right now, guys. But anyways, this is Bahrain. Bahrain is also an Arabic country inside the Middle East. So yeah, this is pretty interesting as well. Let's go over this one first, though. So as you can see, Ripple brings institutional digital asset custody to South Africa in partnership with one of Africa's leading financial institutions. So the leading provider of digital assets, Ripple, today announced a strategic partnership with Absa Bank to provide digital asset custody to the bank's customers in South Africa. So now people inside of South Africa who are tied to this bank now have access to getting XRP directly through their bank. So this is actually pretty big. And Absa is one of Africa's leading financial institutions. This is huge, and this is Ripple's first major custody partner in Africa. So now they're taking over Africa. And not only that, also the Middle East. So as you can see, Ripple, the leader, I'm not even going to read that because they're just big up in themselves, right? They're just patting themselves on the back. This is directly on the Ripple website. And they just got to, name themselves in the most highest rank, right? They can say Ripple, the leading provider of digital asset infrastructure for financial institutions. But hey, this is how they present themselves to the world. This is how they're marketing themselves. This is how they're gaining so much traction. This is how they're able to close all these deals. This is how they're also able to influence retail investors to join in too, because they're literally at the top of their field. XRP is at the top of their field when it comes to financial institutions and bridging between crypto and regular like I don't want to say regular people, bridging between crypto and like the regular financial world, right? Crypto is the wild west of finance, but the regular financial world, they don't know how to operate with crypto, and XRP is literally bridging that right now. So it's pretty big. Now, as you can see today, Ripple announced a strategic partnership with Bahrain FinTech Bay, BFB, the kingdom's leading fintech incubator and ecosystem builder, which partners with government bodies and others to further accelerate the development and adoption of blockchain and digital assets in Bahrain. So now they're working directly with Bahrain, right? They're working directly with Bahrain to, bring crypto over there as well. Well, to bring XRP. So the agreement will see Ripple and Bahrain FinTech Bay working together to positively contribute to the kingdom's digital asset ecosystem through a range of activities, including supporting the development of proof of concept and pilot projects relevant to Bahrain's fintech ecosystem. So they're now working with Bahrain directly to see, they're literally working with the government of Bahrain to see how they can implement crypto and digital finance and Web3 into the financial ecosystem of Bahrain. So Bahrain, they have their own banks, right? So they probably have their own bank apps. They probably have their own online shopping stuff. So this is where Ripple comes in. Ripple comes in and is like, hey, we can help you link crypto inside of your online banks. We can help you link crypto within your banks. We can help you do it within your stores. We can help you do it within your online stores. We can get, implement crypto into all these different things. And now you're seeing that they're going through every country. They're going everywhere. And they're like, you're joining us. You're joining us. Africa, y'all are joining, right? They're getting in the whole continent. But yeah, I think XRP is going to do very, very good. But let's talk some technicals, guys. And look, go ahead and become a member before we go over this technical analysis, guys. Go ahead and become a member of the channel. It's only $9.99 per month. And a member requested this video. A member requested me to do a deep dive on XRP and what is going on, all the new stuff going on with XRP. So I came out with it, coming with that fire. Big shout out to the members out there. Big shout out to you guys. But yeah, look, guys, it's only $9.99 per month. You guys can request for me to go over any video or any crypto or any stock, as long as it's not some type of scam coin or some type of penny stock. I'll go over it for you guys and I'll do a deep dive on it like I'm doing now. And you'll probably make your money back within the first month, guys. Come on. But anyways, go ahead and do that. And let's get back to it. And again, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But yeah, look at this descending channel that we're actually inside. right now with XRP. We also have the MACD here. The selling pressure looks like it's slowing down a bit, so we should start seeing some more buying coming in for XRP. I'm still of the I still believe that Bitcoin is not bottomed out, but it keeps pumping, and it literally just now broke past the channel that we're in, right? It literally just broke past the channel, so I don't know at this point. Like Bitcoin could continue to pump. It really could. It really could. But what I'm paying attention to when I'm looking at Bitcoin is the long-term charts. When I look at the weekly chart tells a whole different story. First, first of all, the percent trend exhaustion on the weekly chart is telling me that we haven't bottomed out yet, right? We could have a temporary pump to the upside, yes, but we haven't bottomed out yet. And that's what the percent R trend exhaustion is telling me. It hasn't done it yet. So I'm still expecting a bottom. There could be a temporary increase in price like it did back here. So we could see the same thing happen here. Temporary increase in price followed by another drop. That would show that around November it should continue dropping. But see, at this point, it's like, I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, hey, this bull market has to end by the end of this year or by the beginning of next year. But, you know, it's not is never going to work the way you think it's going to work, right? You could find all the different patterns you want, but it doesn't always have to work like that. Like we had 32% drop here, 32% drop here. Now I'm expecting another 32% drop. We had a bull flag here, falling wedge here, and then we had a falling wedge here, and now we're kind of breaking out of it to the upside before we can continue that pattern. So you know, it's very confusing, very confusing. But you know, it is what it is. You got to be ready for this type of stuff. But anyways, the selling volume is increasing on the weekly chart for Bitcoin as well. Getting back over to XRP, if we continue to see things pump, let's go ahead and bring XRP back. But yeah, if we continue to see things pump here with Bitcoin, then the next level that we're looking for here in XRP is about $2.90. So that is the next major resistance, and it's probably going to clear that gap very fast. So if you see XRP breaking past this level here, pretty much what it's doing now, like if it's starting to break past $2.55, especially up here, $2.60, if it breaks past this level, really is like $2.63. Let me actually get that exact number for you guys so we can establish this first. Right here. So yeah, if it breaks $2.64, then that's when you're gonna want to put your seatbelt on, because we're coming all the way up here to $2.93. Little to no resistance. We're gonna blow past it, just kind of how we did in these areas. But yeah, just like this, it's gonna blow right past it. This is typically a fast moving area, as you can see there, and it looks like we're doing the same thing now. And also look right here with the $2.64 resistance. We had resistance there. We had resistance there. A little bit right there. I can zoom in, but I don't feel like it. A little bit right there. A little bit of support right here. So as you can see, we did have multiple areas where we hit this level. So if we break out of this descending channel, then we're looking for that $2.64. And then we also have the MACD showing that buying pressure is coming in. So technically we should have an increase in price. But look, all this can be a bull trap. Yes, we can pump up to here, but I still feel like it's a bull trap. I'm still gonna say it. We should be pumping towards the upside, yes, but I still feel like this is a bull trap, and I'm gonna stay on 10 toes. I'm gonna stay on 10 toes because I believe this is a bull trap. I still don't think that we're gonna start taking off right now. But I might be wrong. I just might be. I don't know. We'll see. But if I'm right, if I'm right, and this is a bull trap, obviously we are looking for $1.95 down here on XRP, and I'm looking at this wick, this big candlestick right here, this wick, and if $1.95 is broken, there's a high likelihood that we go down to $1.60. And even possibly down to $1.30, which is where that is. And I know people don't want to hear that. But if this is broken, then that's probably what we're going to end up seeing is a big drop. And I know no one wants to see that. But there's a high likelihood that it could break out and continue pumping. But I still want to stay with my bearish theory here. I still want to I want to believe I'm right. But no, really, it could be a bull trap. But here's what I'm thinking here. All jokes aside, here's what I'm thinking here. If this is not a bull trap, then we must pass $2.90 and go to a $3. If I see XRP at $3, it wasn't a bull trap, but the bull market is fully on, right? And then vice versa, when you look at it from the perspective of Bitcoin is in the same position as XRP. If you see Bitcoin passing 116K, if you see Bitcoin pass 116K, then this is probably real, right? So that's what I would say here. So I would just say watch out for that. And it looks like it's going to end up getting over there pretty soon. So I don't know, we'll see. But shout out to you guys. Again, shout out to the member of the channel that recommended me to go over XRP. Go ahead and become a member, guys. It's only $9.99 per month. Go ahead and do that. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research. And as always, I'll be back with another video.